What if the person you love the most ends up being the one who hurts you the deepest? It sounds like a line straight out of a dramatic movie, but it's real life for many people, and no one understands that pain better than Johnny Depp. You know, we've all seen those relationships that seem perfect from the outside. The cute photos, the romantic gestures, the fairy tale vibe. Everyone says, they're such a perfect couple. But behind those closed doors? Sometimes it's cold, lonely, and full of quiet tension. And if you've ever been in a relationship that made you feel completely alone, even when you were with someone, you're definitely not the only one. That's exactly why today we're talking about Johnny Depp's warning to the world, the true cost of a loveless marriage. Because what happened to him isn't just a celebrity story. It's a reflection of something a lot of people go through, but rarely talk about. In this video, we'll look at what went wrong, what it teaches us about love, and how you can recognize the signs before you lose yourself in the process. And stick around until the end, because what Johnny said after everything fell apart might just surprise you, in a really powerful way. Let's start with something we've all felt before, the illusion of love. At the beginning, it's like magic. Everything feels perfect. The chemistry, the laughter, the sense that this person just gets you. Johnny's relationship seemed the same way at first, exciting, passionate, almost cinematic. But here's the truth, love without respect is just an illusion. It looks beautiful from the outside, but it's empty on the inside. Have you ever confused excitement with connection? That intense energy that feels like love, but really, it's just adrenaline and attraction? That's the first trap so many of us fall into, mistaking intensity for intimacy. It feels real because it's powerful. But real love isn't about constant highs. It's about feeling safe, respected, and seen. Then, slowly, something changes. The laughter fades. The spark starts to dim. You stop feeling like yourself. And this is what I like to call the silent erosion. It doesn't happen overnight. It's quiet. It's the long pauses, the walking on eggshells, the sense that no matter what you do, it's never enough. Johnny once said, "It's better to be alone than to be with someone who makes you feel alone." And wow, that hits deep, doesn't it? Because so many of us stay, hoping things will go back to how they used to be. We tell ourselves, it's just a phase, or they're stressed, or maybe it's my fault. But emotional neglect doesn't fix itself. It just keeps growing, and before you know it, you've lost more than love, you've lost your confidence, your joy, and even your sense of self. That's the real cost of a loveless marriage. It's not just heartbreak. It's exhaustion. It's waking up every day feeling drained, disconnected, and unseen. It spills into everything, your creativity, your health, even your work. Johnny's struggles during that time weren't just gossip headlines, they were signs of a man who was emotionally worn out. Have you ever noticed how being in the wrong relationship affects everything else in your life? You stop laughing. You stop dreaming. You start to shrink just to keep the peace. And that's the real price. Not the money. Not the fame. The real cost is your peace of mind. Then, when everything blows up, the world loves to judge. Everyone takes sides. Everyone talks. But what people often miss is the quiet part, the recovery, the rebuilding, the healing. Because after everything, Johnny didn't just disappear into bitterness. He didn't let the pain define him. Instead, he chose to heal. He started focusing on his art again, on music, on the things that brought him joy before all the chaos. He reminded us that no matter how broken you feel, you can rebuild. You can come back stronger, wiser, and more at peace. And that brings us to something important, the lessons, the things we can all take from this. There are a few pro tips that relationship experts often share, and honestly, they make a lot of sense once you've been through something hard. First, listen to the silence. The biggest red flag in a relationship isn't always the fights. Sometimes, it's the absence of connection. It's when you're not talking anymore, not laughing, not sharing. That quiet space where love used to live. That's where the truth hides. If you're feeling invisible in your relationship, that's your signal. It's time to check in, not just with your partner, but with yourself. Second, set boundaries early. Boundaries aren't walls. They're fences that protect your peace. A lot of people think love means losing yourself to make someone else happy, but that's not love, that's self-sacrifice. Healthy love has space for both people to breathe, grow, and still be themselves. Third, stop romanticizing pain. We've all been told that real love is about fighting through everything. That if you just hold on tighter, it'll work out. But here's the truth, loyalty to pain isn't love. It's self-abandonment. If you're constantly hurting, constantly walking on eggshells, constantly apologizing just to keep the peace, that's not love, that's survival. And love shouldn't feel like survival. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do, for both of you, is to let go. Healing doesn't always mean staying and fixing things. Sometimes healing means walking away, forgiving, and finding yourself again. And that leads to the fourth and final tip, reconnect with yourself. After a breakup, after heartbreak, after years in a relationship that drained you, it can feel like you don't even know who you are anymore. So take that time to rebuild. Read again. Travel if you can. Spend time with friends. Pick up that hobby you've been putting off. Fall in love with life again. Because when you start truly loving yourself, you'll never settle for being half-loved again. You'll recognize your worth. You'll know the difference between attention and affection, between comfort and connection, between staying and growing. So now I want to ask you, what's one lesson you've learned from a relationship that didn't work out? Seriously, drop it in the comments below. You never know who might read your story and find strength in it. And if this video resonated with you, go check out my video on why loving someone isn't always enough. It dives even deeper into how emotional compatibility matters more than passion alone. If this message touched you, don't forget to hit the like button, it really helps the channel grow. Subscribe for more real talk videos about love, life, and healing. And share this video with someone who might need to hear it today, someone who's been giving too much of themselves and forgetting what love is supposed to feel like. Because here's the truth, love should never cost you your peace. If it's draining you, if it's breaking you, it's not love, it's a lesson. And lessons are powerful. They're how we grow. Johnny Depp's story might be full of headlines, but beneath all that is a reminder for everyone, you can survive heartbreak, you can recover from betrayal, and you can find yourself again. It doesn't matter how messy it's been. Healing is always possible. Even in the darkest chapters, there's always a way back to yourself. You just have to start by choosing you, your peace, your joy, your self-respect. So take a deep breath, let go of what hurts, and remember this, you don't need a perfect relationship to be happy. You just need a peaceful one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of your heart. And I'll see you in the next video.